It was supposed to be a typical camping trip, a break from school, a chance to bond with friends, and a way to escape the noise of our everyday lives. We had no idea what we were walking into when we entered Hollow Creek Forest. The rules were simple, at least that's what we thought, but we soon learned that breaking them would cost us everything. We arrived at the park ranger station late in the afternoon. The air was cool, but the sun was still high, casting long shadows in the trees. The ranger, a grizzled old man with a weathered face, handed us a crumpled map, his voice low and urgent. "You kids here for a little fun?" he asked, his voice rough like he hadn't spoken much in years. "Yeah, just a weekend trip," Tom said, giving the ranger a casual smile. "We're good with the basics. No need to worry about us." The ranger's eyes narrowed as he stepped closer, a dark look in his eyes that sent a chill down my spine. "You'll need more than the basics for this place," he said. "This is Hollow Creek, and the forest's got a mind of its own. You'll be fine if you follow the rules. Ignore them and you'll regret it." The tension in his voice made it clear this wasn't just some local superstition. Something serious was going on. Tom laughed nervously. "We're not exactly rookies, man. We'll be fine." The ranger didn't smile. Instead, he turned and pointed to the map in my hands. "There's something you need to know. Inside the map, you'll find a list of rules. Follow them. They'll keep you safe." Before we could ask anything, he turned and walked away, heading back toward the woods without another word. His figure disappeared into the shadows as he left us standing there, a sense of unease settling over us. Tom glanced at the others and rolled his eyes. "Old guy's a little paranoid, don't you think?" We shook it off and gathered our things, but I couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that the ranger wasn't just being cautious. He was trying to warn us. We set up camp in a campsite by the main trail, laughing and chatting as we unpacked. After a while, we sat down around the fire to make some s'mores. That was when Ben unfolded the map, and something slid out of it, a piece of yellowed, musty paper. "Is this part of the map?" Ben asked, his voice unsure as he picked it up. The paper was brittle, and the ink had faded in some places, but it was still legible. I took it from him, my fingers trembling as I read aloud the list of rules written on the paper. Rule number 1, stay on the marked trails. Rule number 2, once the sun sets, stay inside your tents. Rule number 3, if you hear anything strange, do not investigate. Do not call out. Rule number 4, if you see a figure in the woods, do not approach it. Rule number 5, if you hear dead friends or family voices calling you from the woods, do not answer. I finished reading the last rule, the air suddenly growing heavy, thick with silence. Everyone was staring at me. No one had expected this.